Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I'm mocking, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. And today we got a special one looking at the GOAT House. He just released a mock draft this week, so we gotta go ahead and take a look at that sucker. I just love looking at other people's mock drafts because it helps broaden your horizon when it comes to your watch list and just looking at what other people have to say about prospects. But, by the way, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. I released my own mock draft if you want to take a look at that yesterday, so take a look and hurt my feelings in the comment section. Special thanks to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring the video. If you like weekly fantasy, college pick'ems, or player prop bets, take a look at Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code Broshmo when you sign up. It helps the channel out and it helps you out right from the get-go with Underdog Fantasy. If you think you got a betting problem, then don't bet. Just don't. Be smart, guys. Let's go ahead, get into this sucker. Let's see what Rizzo has to say. Looking at his first 8 picks, because we go by 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. CJ Stroud, no kidding. He's going to be the first round pick or the first overall pick for a lot of people. You don't have the injury concerns, the size concerns, not really injury concerns when it comes to Bryce Young, but the longevity, the wear and tear concerns, at least at a prospect like Bryce Young's size. So a lot of people might just go ahead and go with CJ Stroud, who has prototypical size for your NFL quarterback as well as an NFL arm. You're the Panthers. Yeah, this is kind of no duh. We got the Las Vegas Raiders. This is based on current NFL draft orders, so if you got a problem with it, take it up with your team. Why are they sucking right now? How about that? Anywho, Las Vegas Raiders. They go Will Anderson. They could get off Derek Carr's contract after this year. That seems unlikely, at least right now. But they go with the best non-quarterback prospect. Makes a ton of sense with it being Will Anderson. You could also go Jalen Carter, but I feel like Will Anderson's going to be, for a majority of people, their top non-quarterback prospect. So the Raiders go with that there. Great value. Bryce Young going to Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, you should be lucky. Get off of Goff. I've already had my rant. If you Detroit fans disagree, then at this point, I don't care. I really don't think that's the right opinion. Is don't take a quarterback. Don't invest in the most important position on your roster for your franchise. Like, if you want to go ahead with Goff, then fine. I'm sure. If you like mediocrity, then cool. I don't know. Maybe that's what's in the water in Detroit. Maybe that's what's in the water. But Bryce Young is a fabulous prospect. Will Levis. A lot of people love Will Levis. Will Levis, the way people feel about him, there ain't no way he makes it to like the second half of the first round. Might not that be. What is English? I might not be that high on him, but I can understand why a bulk of the community love Will Levis, and I can recognize that he's probably not going to last till the second half of the draft. So him going here to the Texans makes sense. It's a team that needs a quarterback, or at least they don't have the answer currently on the roster at quarterback. So they go Will Levis. They get back-to-back picks here. Go Jalen Carter. Go with, after Will Levis, the next best non-quarterback prospect in this class. That's great. Their defensive line is kind of not good. So those two, I would say, good picks. Christian Gonzalez being the first corner off the board here. I like the Eagles going corner, especially when you got Darius Slay up there in dog years. You got James Bradbury is only on a 1-year deal. Go ahead and invest in that position. Makes a ton of sense. I feel like maybe Joey Porter might be the better scheme fit. Didn't even mention Keely Ringo, who's actually probably my favorite corner in the class. But I get it. Those are kind of the top 3. Christian Gonzalez is a really good prospect. Great size. Made Bruce Feldman's freaks list. Steelers go with Peter Skoronski. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I know he's playing really good ball here, but I guess it kind of depends on how NFL teams view. It's not like it's just a lack of length, but it's also a lack of high-end athleticism compared to guys like Penny Sewell or Sean Slater. So they do need to get better on the offensive line. Whether they see Skoronski as a guy that can move all around. So if they feel comfortable with Okorafor and Dan Moore, then maybe they move him to like center. You have James Daniels there. You got obviously Kevin Dotson. I feel like maybe they complete their offensive line. Or maybe he ends up being your tackle of the future because, you know what, Dan Moore, maybe he's not all that good. Or Okorafor, maybe you let him go after this year. There are a lot of possibilities. I think Keely Ringo is also an excellent option as well. Bijan Robinson going to the Cardinals. Listen, to me, this is just, I imagine there's a new regime in place for the Cardinals. I imagine they're going to get rid of Cliff. Hey, sorry, Vance Joseph, the defense ain't playing that well. I know we haven't given you a defensive talent this year, but we're just cleaning house. Go ahead, get a new GM in here because their drafting has been atrocious. But I feel like this isn't like a step in the right direction going Bijan when you have so many other pressing needs, mainly edge. I don't know, your cornerback room's kind of depleted, so you can start with the defense there. I mean, I love Bijan as a prospect, but run back inside the top 10, even top 15, I'm just like, it's just not the way to go, bro. It just ain't. All right, let's get to the second half of this class. Jacksonville Jaguars go Michael Mayer. Another thing, like another one where I'm like, there's other value to be had. I get Michael Mayer's pretty awesome prospect, but again, you're dealing with a guy that's a baseline athlete for the tight end position. Even though he is a phenomenal run blocker guy that can get yards after the catch, just with how brutal he is, and a consistent chain mover. It's like that's nice, but I mean, you're in the top 10. Get better value for that. Whether it's you could dip it. You could really go anywhere if you're the Jags. You could go with the offensive tackle class. You could go with. You could even go corner. I know Tyson Campbell's been playing really good ball, but ain't nothing wrong with how volatile the cornerback position is. Just invest in more talent. We could talk about the defensive interior. Even we could talk about offensive line. I think I already mentioned that, but is what it is. The Chicago Bears, they go Paris Johnson. I find it interesting that Goodhouse listed Johnson as an offensive line prospect, opposed to like Skoronski as just a tackle prospect. I think that's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Regardless, Paris Johnson's phenomenal, man. I love him. He's gonna be up there in the debate for who's tackle one. He's been very good this season. If I'm drafting him, he is my tackle of the future. I get it. Get all the help you can around Justin Fields. Start investing. I mean, if you're the Bears, do you go ahead and be like, you know what? Let's just go scoop up who we deem the top receiving prospect in this class. I know it took a big hit with Jordan Addison and the lower leg injury, but kind of is what it is. Bears are definitely an interesting spot. They could go a variety of different ways. The Washington Commanders go Clark Phillips. Out of Utah, I imagine this is another team that's going to be scrubbing the coaching staff after the season, if not during the season. Clark Phillips, I get it. He's a interception monster right now. I think he has 4 interceptions in the last 2 games, 2 for pick sixes. But he's a bit undersized, and it's not like he's a top-end athlete. So I don't know if he goes this highly in the draft. I don't think he does. Maybe he's more of a back end of the first, somewhere definitely in the second. So I feel like that's probably right now his current trajectory. If you're the Washington Commanders, I get it. Going corner might be the right area. I wouldn't mind going quarterback. Like, you got guys that I'm high on here, and Tanner McKee and DJ Uiagalelei. So if I'm Washington, because you could get out of Wentz's contract after this season, you really can. And then the Seattle Seahawks go. This is from Denver, by the way. Miles Murphy. They get more edge help. I like it. That defense needs a little touching up. The Atlanta Falcons, this is weird. They go Jahmyr Gibbs. Again, too high for a freaking run back. It just is. And I know Arthur Smith, he loves his running backs, but I don't know, man. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Arthur Smith does like his running backs, but he's been proving that he can get production really from a variety of backs. We got Huntley and Algier producing with Damian Williams and Cordero Patterson currently out. So it's like you get production elsewhere. You don't necessarily have if you really do want a running back, just go on day 2. Like, the running back class may be really good this year, but it's like, I'm not taking them at the front end of the first round. There's way better positions to be handled here. There's a sexy Brian Brazee on the board. You could really go anywhere else. Seattle Seahawks, they go Cyrus Torrance. He is probably going to be the top interior player, at least for a lot of people right now. Dude's playing great football. Should definitely be considered probably a first rounder at this point, but feels a bit early, and I get it. The interior, like, I make the exception for Peter Skoronski for the Seattle Seahawks because I know he can play tackle, and if something happens where Cross or Abraham Lucas don't work out, then you could definitely move Skoronski to tackle. The interior, though, for the Seahawks is in vital need of talent, so don't play yourselves. Like, this is a position of concern, but I feel like better value could be had. And that, again, that's the only thing with Skoronski, that the capability to play tackle. He's played tackle his whole college career, and he's been wonderful. That's the only thing why I would consider Skoronski here. Broderick Jones going to the Bengals. Jonah Williams has been kind of and Leo Collins has been just terrible. So tackle position seems like a big need right now. So makes sense. Broderick Jones is going to be another guy in the run-in for that top. Who's OT1 in this class? This one's super interesting, and I'm just going to have to say I disagree with it. Zay Flowers going to the New England Patriots. This picks Jackson Smith-Njigba, right? It has to be. Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers. He's undersized. He's not going to be able to play on the outside in the NFL. At least I don't think so. He does have problems with physicality when having to play on the outside. A lot of his stuff is schemed up. This guy's a 4th, 5th rounder, in my opinion. Sorry. It's just kind of how I see it. I mean, shoot, Keely Ringo's still on the board. That would be fun. Get Keely Ringo, move Jonathan Jones back into slot. You got Jack Jones playing lights out right now. So it's like, I think that could be maybe an area to look at. I kind of like that. Let's move on to the second half of the draft here. Jackson Smith-Njigba going to the Green Bay Packers here. Only thing is, Packers don't draft receivers in the first round, apparently. I don't know, but Aaron Rodgers pissed. Dude's pissed. Like, unless he's putting perfect dots out there, these receivers aren't doing him no favors. They aren't helping him. They aren't. They just aren't. That's just the case. Like, someone tweeted out, the margin of error for the Packers is next to none. Like, everything has to be going perfect or nothing's going right at all. So, yeah, I mean, if you're the Packers, you go a variety of different ways. I actually really like Jackson Smith to the Packers. Kind of be this upgrade from Randall Cobb, who's obviously in the later part of his career. So getting someone who can produce there for the long term would be super nice. Where you have now Romeo Doubs and maybe Christian Watt. Was it Christian Watson? You know who I'm talking about, the North Dakota State receiver, rookie. Maybe ideally they're your receivers going forward. I don't know. We'll see. Dolphins go Keely Ringo. I love this a lot. First off, it's great value. Second off, obviously things didn't work out with the Auburn corner, who's Noah Igbenogany. There we go. His name was escaping me. Obviously things didn't work out with him. Byron Jones, likely a free agent, likely a cap casualty after the season. Nick Needham, better slot guy. I really like this. I think it was a good pick. Olu Fashanu going to the Buccaneers. Interesting. I don't think the problem is at tackle for the Bucs. While Donovan Smith can be hit or miss, it's like Wirfs is great. A lot of it is the current youth and lack of depth on the interior. Fashanu, though, a great prospect. If you feel like he's a immediate upgrade over Smith, then you could probably get off Smith's contract. They're gonna have to slash some contracts if they're gonna stay. If Tom Brady is gonna return and they're gonna try to hold on to a lot of their talent, they're gonna have to slash some of those bigger contracts after the season. And then the Baltimore Ravens go Jordan Addison. I like this. Get them a long field separator. I'm always a bit hesitant about the Ravens taking receivers, but I think this is a good one. This is a good guy to pair up with Rashad Bateman while you have Devin Duvernay manning up the slot. I really like that. And then we got the Detroit Lions going Trenton Simpson. Linebacker's a big issue for him. Maybe I rather someone a bit. Yeah, you know what? No, he's the top linebacker on the board. What am I saying? This ain't bad. Like, this is a dude that plays really good out in space. I don't really think they have anyone that can really man the middle. Maybe you could have Simpson do that. He doesn't really play a traditional linebacker role at Clemson, so that people might be getting Isaiah Simmons like hot flashes. Like, oh no, not really, please. But I like Simpson. He's a really good prospect. Tyree Wilson going to the Colts. I would be going quarterback here if I'm the Colts, because you got technically one more year of Matt Ryan, but I would be trying to look for the future, and there's good quarterback prospects here available. I get it, Wilson. You got Yannick Ngakoue as a free agent after the season. Wilson's kind of built to the same akin as a Deo Odenigbo. So a guy who really is looking more like just a rotation player at best. So get someone next to Kwity Paye, because keep in mind, man, Gus Bradley don't blitz ever. So you have to be able to get pressure from your front four. So this kind of helps with that. Brian Brazee going to the Chargers. Chargers are soft as melted butter in the middle right now with their run defense. I thought they made a lot of good additions. Just seems like it's not working out too well, so added more talent to the interior to help out. Brian Brazee, I think, is a top 10 pick. If you haven't checked out my defensive tackle rankings, go ahead and do that. I think very highly of Brian Brazee. And then Quentin Johnston going to the Titans. Listen, I think the Titans need more separators, not another guy that's this contested catch guy. If I'm looking for separators at this point, man, I don't know if there's a guy here. Like Jordan Addison would be kind of it for me. Like, Quentin Johnston is that contested catch guy that can really create after the catch. You could go Kayshon Boutte, but he's more so a guy that he's more so to the akin of Treylon Burks. So, like, with the receiving room, you typically want the variety, and those guys do too similar. They're too similar in terms of what they can do. So, like, I don't think the right receiver is here for the Tennessee Titans, so I'd probably be going in another direction, maybe corner. Corner's been atrocious for the Tennessee Titans. Caleb Farley looks like he ain't the athlete that people project him to be. Like, those collegiate injuries, the knee, the back, they really matter, unfortunately. So yeah, added more depth to the cornerback room, I kind of feel like is a really good answer. All right, and now last batch of picks here. We got Chris Smith sneaking into the first round, actually as like the top safety off the board. I lean Brian Branch. I lean Antonio Johnson, but Chris Smith is actually that next guy up for me. This dude is a mean hitter. He's a better than you would expect athlete. Big fan of Smith. You're going to see him in my safety rankings when those come out. But I think safety is on the board for the Jets, especially if you're picking this far down. I like guys like Branch, and especially Branch. I think Branch is actually the ideal fit to take over for LaMarcus Joyner. You could also make the case for Johnson, though. Gervin Dexter going to the Dallas Cowboys, trying to get a little bit better on the interior. I like that as an option. Gervin Dexter is a really good prospect. They got Osa Odigizua. They've been playing Bohanna a lot. Neville Gallimore, man, is he seeing a lot of snaps anymore? Really? I can't really recall, but Dexter's a really good prospect. I like that. Noah Sewell going to the Giants. I get it, man. Noah Sewell, he moves really well for a freight train. I'm still concerned about the overall coverage prowess, more so the missed tackles, especially when they come in coverage. That means these guys are going to rattle off big yards after the catch. So that is a bit concerned with me when it comes to Noah Sewell. Honestly, if you're the Giants, you can go a lot of different spots if you're picking this far back, and there's still guys like Tanner McKee, like you could say Anthony Richardson, you could say DJ Uiagalelei. I think he's a legit prospect, guys. Let's take him serious. Then, I would be looking at the quarterback position, because I don't think Daniel Jones is the quarterback after this season. Jalen Hyatt going to the Chiefs. So they get a really good slot. I feel like this is just Mecole Hardman. Really. I really think that's actually a solid comp actually for Hyatt as well. Big fan of Hyatt. He ain't a first rounder. At least I don't believe at this time. To be fair, with how wide open the wide receiver class is, who knows? Who knows who could sneak into the first round if you're desperate for a receiver. Hyatt, I like more at like the back end of day 2, early day 3 right now. Dude is just like lighting it up this season, having that breakout season that he so desperately could have had in 2021 if not for the concussion. But I don't know. This is a bit spicy. But hey, we're talking about them, so it's fine. The Vikings, they get more edge help because, hey, man, you can't go wrong. Look what the Bills did. They get a bunch of pass rushers that they're coming in fresh every play. Von Miller, Boogie Basham, Gregory Rousseau, like B.J. Ojolari to add to Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter. Maybe they want to get off a Danielle Hunter contract. I doubt it. But B.J. Ojolari has been amazing this season. Really has. There's a big case for him being a top 20 player this year. Brian Branch makes all the sense in the world going to Buffalo. With how old their safeties are getting those backup plans is kind of key. So Brian Branch going here, big Brian Branch guy. And then the Eagles, they go Blake Corum. Ain't no way 3 running backs going in the first round. I say that, but it could be possible. To be fair, like the NFL, having running back kind of is starting to matter more because NFL teams, they're not stacking the boxes. So teams with good running backs, they're doing well. I mean, look at Saquon Barkley. They're doing well. So I get it. You get off the Miles Sanders contract, but I mean, I feel like this class is so good. You can just go running back in the next round. Let's go ahead. Let's grab. I think they already grabbed corner. You could grab safety. You could grab defensive line. There's a lot of talent there to be had. Blake Corum, though, is playing really good football. Like, I would definitely say, like, top 3. I'll give you my top 4 guys right now. It's obviously Bijan. Then you got, I think, Corum and Gibbs. There's a case to be made for both those guys. And I love Sean Tucker, dude. Sean Tucker's a really good running back as well. So, good running back class we got going on. But I don't see 3 going in the first round. But who knows? Who knows? But go ahead, check out Goat House's video for yourself. If you don't know who Goat House is, I'm shocked, I'm stunned, I'm surprised. He makes good content. Check him out. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.